Are we actually gonna go up to the top? Are we gonna do that? Hey everybody, it's Chris. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this was a moto vlog that would chronicle my adventures on my motorcycle, and now it's a channel just chronicling my adventures without the motorcycle. And today, we're going to Toronto, and we've got a train to catch, so let's go. While we could drive into Toronto and deal with parking and traffic and all the rest of it, we're taking the GO train. So normally a trip into Toronto would involve an overnight stay for me with sit-down meals and a much more relaxed pace. But today this is an all-day, one-day trip. So this is going to be a rush pace. We're going to edit this video tightly and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Next stop, Union Station. So I live about a 2-hour drive from downtown Toronto, but I've never once made the drive because it's so much easier to take the train. Plus, I love trains, and I really love Union Station. And part of the charm, or most of the charm in Union Station is right here in what they call the Great Hall, for obvious reasons. I mean, this is about 100 years old, I believe. Union Station is a mega transportation complex. We're right in the heart of downtown Toronto, really close to the Waterfront, which is our next stop. But I had to show you kind of this Great Hall because it's just such a magnificent place. You could do a whole video on Union Station, but that's not what this video is about. So before we head to the Waterfront, I'm a little bit hungry. And so while there are multiple food venues here at Union Station, I'm gonna find the food court, grab some fast food, and then we're gonna walk to the Waterfront. We're gonna do a lot of walking today. When I visit Toronto, I never take public transportation other than the GO train in and out because I'm a walker and I like to walk. But today we may take the streetcar, we may take the subway, depending on how things go. So I'm shooting this in late November. It's before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving that is. Canadian Thanksgiving, I believe, is in October. So we're gonna see some cool Christmas decorations. I'm gonna take you to an awesome Christmas tree at the Eaton Center. But first we're gonna grab a bite. And because I wanna move quickly, there's a lot of fast food options here. But you know what? Because we're in Toronto, we're gonna go to Tim Hortons. I don't know a lot about Canadian culture. Mostly what I know I've learned from watching South Park, but I know Tim Hortons is big in Toronto. Okay, so now that we're nourished, we're gonna leave Union Station. We're heading out the York Street exit. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a lot of walking today. Toronto reminds me for so many reasons of Chicago. It's a neat, walkable city with a great waterfront. Like Chicago, it's on one of the Great Lakes, Lake Ontario in this case. And the waterfront is sprawling. There's no way we're gonna see enough of the waterfront today to do it justice. But for purposes of this video, we're gonna see some pretty cool things. So there are many of these little parklets on the Toronto waterfront with cool little things to see. I was out exploring on one of my visits and discovered this thing. And I don't know if this is a work of art. I think I've mentioned on previous videos, I'm not an artsy guy per se, but I just think it's so cool. Check this out. Look at this. It's almost like it was a lakefront defense installation, and they had the anti-aircraft gun that would swivel on this thing, but that's not what it is. Now that I'm looking at it now, this could almost be one of those observatories. You put a big telescope. So I think I mentioned it's mid to late November, and it's a cold day out. I want to say it's probably 40 degrees, but it's just a perfect day in terms of sunshine. This is pretty cool. Isn't that cool? So the Toronto waterfront, as I said, is expansive, and we're only going to see a small part of it. So I occasionally will visit Toronto in February for the Toronto Motorcycle Show. And I've been here when it's frigidly cold and lots of snow. And I've walked from my hotel all the way to the exhibition center which is where the motorcycle show is held every year, and just faced just brutally cold lakefront conditions. But today it's a sunny day. It's probably in the 40s now. Life is good. I mentioned that it was approaching Christmas time, and it looks like they're decorating a tree here on the harbor front. That's cool. We're gonna see some cool Christmas decorations when we're at the Distillery District, which has their winter village, I believe, set up by now. And I know the Eaton Center has their tree up, and it's just awesome. So I wanted to take you to the waterfront first because it's so close to the train station. But then after the waterfront, we're gonna visit lots of places in downtown Toronto. I'm just looking now. There is Toronto's most recognizable landmark on the skyline, the CN Tower. I've been up it once. The first time I came to Toronto, I was, a tourist like a lot of folks. I thought I had to go up there. It was neat, but I wouldn't go up again. However, because I'm shooting this video, we may have to go up there. I'm gonna play it by ear. So one of the things they have along the waterfront are a few of these wave decks, which are really cool. I don't know if it's just art. I don't think it serves any other purpose other than that. I see it's blocked off, but I think it's okay for us to walk over this. I hope it is, because we're gonna do it. And while they have a railing around this, I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but we're gonna kind of walk up this just because it's here and we have to do that. Isn't this cool? Walking down takes more coordination than walking up, but I think we can handle it. I say that. If I fall, that would be pretty embarrassing, although it would make for a great YouTube video. Pretty awesome. Wow, that is steep. I don't know if the camera is picking up just how steep that is. But again, I think we can, you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do this. This is much less steep. Pretty awesome. This is another one of those wave decks with a much less pronounced wave. Much less. So this will be our last stop along the waterfront. But if you come here in the summer, it's pretty awesome. There'll be girls in bikinis lying on the beach. Because yes, there is a downtown Toronto, Lake Ontario front beach. And here it is. Isn't this cool? It's not Miami Beach, but it's still pretty cool. Okay, let's head towards downtown. We can see the Rogers Center there where the Blue Jays play. There's the unmistakable CN Tower, which is the preeminent Toronto landmark. Let's get a lot closer. So this is the Rogers Center where the Blue Jays play. And this monstrous fence is blocking something that's just so awesome. A cool place to walk around, especially if you're like me and you love trains. And who doesn't love trains? So right next to the Rogers Center is the CN Tower. There's also an aquarium here. This is like a neat little tourist center. There's the aquarium dead ahead. Oh my, what do I see? A train. So we certainly don't have time to go and check out the Toronto Railway Museum, but we are gonna check out something pretty awesome. Isn't that cool? So that CN Tower, CN stands for Canadian National, which was, or maybe still is, like the CSX. It's the big railroad company in Canada. But check this out. So this is an old style railroad turntable. I think they called it a roundhouse. And as you can see, there are cars. There were garages for these trains. Pull them in and out. And you can see there are tracks all over the place here. And then this thing turns on a center pivot there so that trains from various points on this roundhouse can pull onto this thing and then pull out and head for the Canadian countryside. Isn't this awesome? For a guy like me, a train lover, this is just like totally awesome. And you may notice this very narrow gauge track here. So they have like a kiddies ride in better weather, I guess. And it rides all along. You can see where it crisscrosses right here, all along this whole complex. I mean, this is like totally cool. And I love how they have a kind of a juxtaposition with kind of trains of, you know, yesteryear and a car from the GO train, where modern meets, well, not so modern. Okay, so after careful deliberation, I've decided, simply because of this video, because I'm bringing you along on this day trip to Toronto, we've got to go up the CN Tower. So let's go.
Hello everyone, welcome to CN Tower. You're going to 114 floors high at the speed of 22 kilometers. Your ears might pop a bit. You're having a view of Lake Ontario and Billy Bishop Airport.
Oh, this is a little airport on there, right?
Wow.
I've never been there.
How many meters?
346 meters, 114 floors. So from the main observation level, we do have a lower level which you can access using the stairs. We'll find the glass floor out.
Wow. You could do a whole video on the CN Tower. Pretty awesome. So when you're standing on the shores of Lake Ontario in New York State, and you look across this way, across Lake Ontario, on a clear day, you can see the Toronto skyline, and this landmark, the CN Tower, is what makes it unmistakably Toronto. So check this out. If I fell through, I'd hit that guy right now. Pretty cool. And this is kind of the downtown. It is something else. So there's a GO train taking off. So that is the top of Union Station right there. And right across from it is kind of another landmark building, the Fairmont Hotel. So you can just see, you can just barely make out Toronto City Hall right there. And that's right adjacent to Nathan Phillips Square, which is awesome. Kind of a landmark sign there. And that's also close to the Eaton Center. We're gonna make our way there. So I would say if it's your first time in Toronto, certainly check out CN Tower. So what seems like a lifetime ago, I had a 30-year career in the newspaper business. And for a period of that, I worked for Thomson Newspapers. The Thomson Corporation was headquartered in Toronto. Their newspaper division was in Stamford, Connecticut, but it was founded by Roy Thomson. And that is Roy Thomson Hall, where they have concerts and things and whatnot. Oh, this is pretty cool. Roy Thomson was the founder of Thomson Newspapers, which is now Thomson Reuters. They got out of the newspaper business just in time. That's pretty cool. So as I've mentioned, you can visit Toronto in the winter and be here in a snowstorm, in frigid cold weather. And the cool thing about Toronto is beneath the city of Toronto is an entire city in and of itself. They call it the PATH network. I don't know what PATH stands for, but you can literally make your way. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is pretty. This is awesome. Shouldn't be surprised, right? It's late November. It's that time of the year. So anyway, rather than walking outside in sub-zero weather and dealing with snow and slush and whatnot, you can walk through this maze of what is essentially a city underneath the city of Toronto, and it's pretty awesome. So this is kind of a map of how extensive this is. You can see we are here right now. We came into town at Union Station here, and we're gonna head up to underneath the city, just a short distance to Nathan Phillips Square. So there are multiple entry points to get down here. And there are multiple restaurants and shops and whatnot that are down here. So again, it's like a city under the city. So again, imagine it's sub-zero, it's snowing outside, there's slush all over the place, and you don't even know it because you're down here. So it's easy to get lost down here if you don't know Toronto that well, and I really don't, not at all. I was reading comments on one YouTube channel, and they were talking about this Path network, and some guy commented, I thought that the people who, this is like a food court, I guess, the people who work down here in the Path are people who got lost and just never found their way out. I thought that was kind of funny, but I can see where that could happen. All right, so we're gonna get out of here now and get back to the city and make a short walk to Nathan Phillips Square, I should say, and Toronto City Hall, not for governmental purposes, but to see something pretty awesome. So this is the old City Hall, which I think is just incredible. The ornateness of the architecture. See the gargoyles or whatever they are at the top of the tower? Isn't that awesome? But we're gonna stop at the new City Hall. So for us to get to the new City Hall, which is dead set ahead, that building right there, we've got to walk through awesome Nathan Phillips Square. But it is awesome. And at night, it's all lit. Because this is a day trip, I can't get here at night because I want to end this at the Distillery District. And we've got things to see between here and there. And so we're just not going to get to see that sign all lit at night. Oh, ice rink coming soon. So I don't know, the old City Hall or the new City Hall? Which would you prefer? So this is what we want to see at City Hall. This is awesome. I forgot why I came in here for the first time. I think it's because there's a library in here, a library branch, and I just wanted to check it out. But isn't this awesome? I just love it. Isn't that cool? Normally I wouldn't bring you to a shopping mall, but the Eaton Center tree is just unbelievable. So apparently this tree changes colors, and on the hour, every hour, they have like a light show. And we're almost on the hour now, so we might see a show. Zoomed out a little bit so we can get a better view of the whole thing. I don't know if what's happening right now is the show. I don't know if you can see, there's like a twinkle of white in the sea of red. Oh, here we go. Wow. Oh. Wow. I don't know how long this is. Whoa. Jeez. So I don't know how long this is going to take, This is not a Christmas tree channel. We'll stay a little longer. Oh, it's snowing. Can you see that? I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there are actual white things coming down. Awesome. Oh my gosh. It's like bubbles. Oh my gosh. What an unexpected surprise. Well, I guess the show's over. So on the long walk from Eaton Center to where we are now, I did a whole video explaining our timeline and where we're going next and whatnot. I shoot a bunch of awesome video in St. Lawrence Market, where we're headed to right now. I sit down to have a little snack, look at some of the video to see how it came out, and of course, no audio. So we're gonna do it all again. So we could do a whole video on St. Lawrence Market, no doubt about it. This is not a St. Lawrence Market video, nor is it a downtown Toronto video. This is just a small smattering of cool things to see when you're visiting Toronto. I mean, this marketplace has foods of every imaginable kind, some which are awesome. I've got a sweet tooth, there's a lot of sweets here. However, we're also going to go to the Distillery District. And the last time I was there was a cool chocolate shop there, and I had a really neat dessert there. And I think I'm going to have dessert there and not here. So I don't want to fill up on great sweets, even though I could do that. There's something for everyone here. Ugh, I'm not a seafood guy. Born and raised in Rhode Island, the ocean state, but never acquired the taste for seafood. I think it's gross. But there's something for everyone here. Speaking of gross, more seafood, more cheeses, lots of cheese here, which is good. Also lots of seafood, which is not so good, but I guess some people like it. Crazy people. More cheese. Again, that's the good stuff. And more sweets. This is the really good stuff. Really good stuff. Breads, bakery, sweets. Oh yeah, this is really the good stuff. Oh, cheesecake, awesome. More cheeses. Can't really have too many cheese shops. Some meat, good stuff. More meats, that's good. Fruits and vegetables, okay. Not very exciting, but that's good for you. That's important. Okay, so now we're gonna go for another walk. Probably, I don't know, less than a mile. But now we're going to the Distillery District, which should be pretty cool. So I am making much better time at every stop on the planned day trip here than I thought. And that's a good thing. But what that means is when we're at the Distillery District, it's going to be daylight, which is fine. It's still going to be a beautiful place. It'll still be decorated for Christmas. It'll be all lit up. But I was thinking I was going to get there around, not nighttime, but around dark, which would be about 5 o'clock. And I'm a couple of hours earlier than that. Not a big deal, but we're going to see the Distillery District in daylight instead of all lit at night. Although my guess is those lights are probably going to be on, but I don't know how Christmassy it'll feel, but I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, so this is the Distillery District. So this, I'm not going to give you history of it because I'm not qualified to do that, but this was a distillery where they made booze, basically, liquor. And it was the Gooderham, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, and Wart's company. But now it's turned into this like mega entertainment district, with restaurants and shops and whatnot. It's pretty cool. I don't know if this is a spider or what that's supposed to be, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice mural. Yeah, very nice. Oh, that's pretty cool. Pretty neat. We're just kind of wandering. The channel is called Wander with Chris, and that's what we're doing. What is this? So you can imagine if we were here at dark in a couple of hours, it would have a more, I don't know, Christmassy flavor to it, but that's okay. Oh yeah, this is really cool. Oh, awesome. You see what I mean about all these little shops? I'm not going to go in all these little shops, but I think you get the picture. Pancakes? Everybody likes pancakes, right? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that, but I like pancakes. So I've never been to an Eataly. It's like a restaurant, I guess. I'm assuming Italian. Okay. So I mentioned the name of this place when it was a distillery. You can see there, Gooderham and Wart's. Nice. Something for everybody. The Sipping Snowman. I don't know what that's all about.
Yes.
Worst case scenario. That's cute. Little kiddie show. I think that's an adult standing up next to the guy. Okay. They're doing a show. That's enough. Okay, so much for the Distillery District, and now we're gonna jump on one of those cool looking streetcars. I don't know if like there's somebody driving the thing and he's waiting for people or if it's automated. Okay, so we let us on and now we're headed to, not to Union Station, but pretty close to it. I hope you like this video. I realize it was super rushed. I moved way faster than I thought I would, than I planned to. I thought I'd be doing this right now in darkness, but we still have a couple of hours of daylight. But I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please hit that like button. If you don't subscribe to the channel yet, and you like seeing cool and interesting places, mostly on foot, please hit that subscribe button.
Thank you.
If you have any comments on anything we saw, anything we talked about, if you've been to Toronto and you think there's something I really missed, put it in the comments. And until the next video, you have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.